So a lot's happened. Um, Leon basically got his old position back. Teddy finds out that Ruben is basically gay. Franklin kills Teddy's father, which is interesting. But the one thing that kind of like takes everything from me was really just like the one thing was my guy, Cartier CJ Duns Brown Fareed. I forgot the cookie part. I was like, I seen him. I said, he said, hey, what's up, CJ? I'm looking. I said, oh shit, that's my guy. That's my guy. I was like, oh snap. But man, now I like this episode. I mean, see, okay, this episode was good. It was crazy because at the end when Franklin was on the phone with Teddy, he told him, he said, listen, man, I need my money. And he like, Franklin, it's not that easy. He's like, I bet. Basically stabbed his father in the neck. He stabs his father in the neck, and then he tells Cassandra and V to leave, and he just burns the house down. I'm like, oh my god, this is interesting. I mean, but the thing is, it's like this is all Teddy's fault because this all could have been avoided if he would have left Franklin's money alone, and Franklin was already leaving. This is all his fault. So now, the aftermath of what's gonna happen. This is basically Franklin's revenge here, and I love it. I just love every minute of it. And then you see like later, Dion is talking with Jerome and Louis. Mainly Jerome because he like, yo, what happened to all the loyalty? I was loyal to y'all, and I'm gonna handle like the Leon situation. And then Jerome is trying to have like a heart to heart with Dion. Like, listen, we old school, and I'm pretty sure you understand what I was understanding. He like, no, you're old school. I still got stuff to run, and it's really breaking Jerome's heart because Jerome doesn't want to go to war with Franklin. He doesn't want any of this. Louis is the one that's like, well, we could have had him, and we were so close, and he's like, man, I don't want to do it. It's really breaking him down. It really is. But it's like, what can he do, and what can Franklin do? Franklin is trying to regain his money, but here's the thing. Even if he was to regain his money, the damage is technically already done because if he gets his money, then how is he going to make it up to like Louis and Jerome? I think the only way to like really make it up to him is if Franklin hands over Kane to them. But then it would be crazy because then he would betray Kane. I mean, then again, because Kane isn't family, but then at the same time, Franklin messed up by killing Kevin. So I don't know. It's very interesting, and I wonder how that's gonna like turn around in a sense. But I was like, man, man, he just like fucking just nicked him. I'm like, damn, Franklin, Jesus. But the interesting thing too is this now that Ruben knows that somebody was in his hotel room because it was like when the moment when Teddy opened the door, I was like, oh, you messed up because if you are a KGB, CIA, there's like little things that you would probably do to make, like, if you leave the home to make sure, like, okay, if I had it like in a certain angle or whatever, I would know that nobody came in here. But if somebody came into the room and they moved or shifted in a certain angle, they're gonna immediately know, like, oh, somebody was in here, something is off. And that's what Ruben was like, wait, the door in the centimeters. I'm like, oh, he's gonna know that somebody was at the house. So, and since that they both know, well, mainly I should say like Gustavo told Teddy, he told him in advance. He was just like, listen, KGB, and I was like, oh, okay, because I didn't think he was gonna tell him. I thought he was just gonna, well, okay, he told him about the KGB part, but I don't think he told him about the DEA part. I don't think he told him about that part, but he told him about the KGB stuff. So Teddy was just like, oh, okay, because he had like some sort of syringe when he came out the car, like he was gonna probably inject Gustavo with it, but he was just like, oh, okay, I'm glad you told me. So I'm like, good on Gustavo, but it doesn't mean that he's out of the clear because something could still happen to him, and Teddy could potentially still kill him though. He doesn't leave him out; he could still kill him, but I hope not because Gustavo's my guy. So I'll be pissed if Teddy do some crazy shit and be like, nah, man, I'm taking you out. I still don't trust you. So I mean, that was kind of what it was from there. But I kind of liked that the conversation where Cassandra in the beginning was explaining to V where she was telling her, she was like, listen, even if Franklin gets this money, it may not be enough for him. And, the bad choices that she made in men, she doesn't want to see her going down that route. But she's trying to tell her, like, no, Franklin is different. But it's like, no, Franklin has a sociopathic Well, okay. Franklin's devil is basically sociopathic narcissistic. That's what he became. That's the devil that he fought against is the devil that he has become. And that's what Franklin has become, basically, like I said, a narcissistic, sociopathic devil. So he would get anything that he want and damn everybody if they don't, appease to his demands. So that's what Franklin will do if anybody cross him. And I think the ultimate betrayal would probably be his own mom. I'm getting that sense that it might be his own mom because, yeah, he and her, he's trying to, like, protect her, and it was always about him trying to protect her and look after her. But if it was to ever come down to it between Teddy and revenge for Alton, I don't know. I think Franklin might just be like, I'm going to let this go. And if that is a sign of an ultimate betrayal or whatever, it could lead up to Franklin's death. I don't think if Sissy, I'm thinking this too, because I had this in my mind early. Sissy could do some Kanan thing to Franklin and be like, you don't deserve to be my son after this, and just shoot him. That's what I'm thinking that could probably happen if Franklin's decision making betrays her, because again, Franklin is trying to get this money, but he's basically damning everybody just to get that money. So you got to look at the consequences and the bodies that Franklin is willing to drop just to get this money. So, whew, that's a lot. That is a lot. So again, Franklin is going to have a lot to deal with. And then now, since Leon is back into the mix, because when the foot soldiers of Dion was coming up to Leon, he was like, hey, you basically, you're flaky. One minute you're here and the next minute you left, and we don't know what's going on. And then you basically married a crack hall. And he was like, yo, what you mean? Like, watch your mouth. But it's true. In the hood, if you know a girl, I don't know where some of y'all are living at, but if you are in the hood and you got a crack whore or whatever, she was on that doogie, she was on whatever, and she used to be fine back in the days, but then she got hooked up on that stuff, and every man had a turn on her. But then even if she gets clean and she's like, oh, I got my life back together, those dudes, those thug men will still have memories like, oh yeah, you love Shonda? Oh man, I turned her inside out. Oh God, yeah, I blew her back out. She wasn't walking for weeks. Yeah, and then me and my guy, I ran a train on her. Oh my Lord. Like, it's always like that. It's like you would have that. So I mean, even though, yeah, Wanda's clean, but it's still, it's still there. So, but now that Leon he's basically in control now, I am wondering where he's gonna, like, what's gonna happen there, because he's kind of like, I would say he would have put in a wrench maybe into the whole war for now, because I mean, yeah, Dion was on Jerome and Louis' side, but since Leon is in the middle, you would say, like, he's kind of, he could like make like a dent in, like, the whole war. Like, okay, I'm not gonna do certain things like compared to what Dion did. But then since Dion still want revenge on Leon, I don't know. It does leave Leon in a crossroads, because Dion could kill Wanda, he could kill her, and something could happen there, and it could start up something. Because like Jerome said, that this beef is between you and him. It has nothing to do with us. It's between you and him. So if Dion does come back for some sort of payback or revenge, then Leon has to kill this man, because he's coming after his wife. So I don't know what can happen. But there's a lot of stuff that's gonna actually happen, and I cannot wait to see. Because, like I said, everybody is moving crazy. Kane still wants Jerome and Louis dead. Franklin wants his money. Now Teddy's definitely going to want Franklin dead after what he did. So, I don't know. It's looking good. But comment down below what you think of this episode. And, Franklin losing his mind. Cartier, CJ, Cookie Brown, Duns for Reed showing back up. And, like, comment, subscribe, and share. And I'll catch you all in the next one.